We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it, blocked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now.
One night, the cameras laughed. The next day, Reebok released a public statement. Angel Reese, once the face of a cultural moment, is now at the center of a brand storm that could cost her everything. Today, we break down the loss, the viral fallout, and the shocking Reebok response that changes the deal book forever.
Angel Reese was so bad last night, the announcers calling the game, they were laughing at her performance.
Angel Reese exploded onto the national stage with an unfiltered persona, championship moments, and a rivalry clip that lit the internet on fire. Brands noticed. Reebok, under a high-profile basketball revival push, signed her to a major deal. She became not just a player, but a marketing symbol. But brands trade on credibility. When performance falters, the exposure can go from asset to liability in weeks.
This was an epic embarrassment, bro. Remember, this is a pro basketball player. Won a national championship. Their calling card they'd like to hang over is she beat Caitlin Clark. Remember that.
Last night's matchup became the tipping point. Multiple missed finishes under the rim. A sequence of plays that made even experienced commentators break their professional composure on air. An on-air chuckle that the internet seized and amplified. For an athlete whose brand was built on confidence and clutch moments, this was a symbolic collapse.
With her dominant performances in June, she earned her All-Star selection. But these aren't just a couple of bad plays. These aren't bloopers. These aren't rare moments. This is the norm.
The internet was merciless. Meme compilations, parody edits, clips stitched to circus music, and the narrative shifted from rookie growing pains to reliability ? That shift is lethal when a brand's value rests on credibility and performance.
The Angel Reese face up. Oh, here we go. Oh, snap. Cook up. Crossover. Crossover. Right to the rack. And
Reebok's move to sign Angel was strategic. With Shaq leading the basketball revival push, they needed a bold, viral personality, someone to jumpstart cultural relevance. Angel fit the profile. Collegiate champion, social reach, and an edge that sold. But Reebok didn't buy followers. They bought a promise that the athlete would sustain performance while generating attention. When performance erodes, brands must weigh reputational risk versus return. Reebok today said, insert verified quote or paraphrase, signaling concern and a commitment to review the partnership. That language is deliberate. Not a firing, not necessarily a cut, but strong wording that signals a contractual reevaluation. Let's be clear, perception is powered by data. Where Angel once posted highlight reels, recent games show a pattern. Missed high percentage shots, poor footwork on finishes, and defensive lapses. The stats tell a more sober story, and sponsors watch both the tape and the metrics. When both decline in tandem, the brand calculus flips fast. Most modern endorsement contracts have performance triggers and reputation clauses. A brand can reduce activation spend, pause product drops, demand additional PR appearances, or, in extreme cases, terminate for cause. Reebok's public review likely means they're measuring the PR and commercial damage and preparing their next contractual move. We spoke to 2 industry sources, or we pulled analysis from top experts. Here's what they said. Angel's public posture so far, short, composed, and focused on team improvement. Teammates have been largely silent publicly, an absence that speaks louder than a defense. In professional sports, locker room support matters. Silence can indicate private solidarity or a strategic media distance while the brand and team manage fallout. This is more than one athlete and one brand. It's a cautionary tale about modern sports marketing. Culture moves faster than performance. For Reebok, a misfire risks credibility in a crowded marketplace. For the WNBA, this controversy is both distracting and revealing. It shows how much the league and its stars matter to brand narratives. For Angel Reese, the path forward is simple, brutally so. Rebuild trust with performances, control the narrative, and deliver consistent, on-court excellence. Scenario 1. Recovery. Reese responds on court. Reebok keeps the partnership, and both benefit from a redemption arc. Scenario 2. Restructure. Reebok reduces activation but keeps limited relationship. Reese rebounds in the WNBA, but with smaller commercial scale. Scenario 3. Sever. Reebok cuts ties. Public termination or quiet non-renewal, forcing Reese to rebuild brand credibility from scratch. This story is still being written. In an era where a single highlight or a single miss can define a career, athletes live with intense scrutiny. Angel Reese's story is now a test of resilience, of corporate strategy, and of whether a brand's faith will be rewarded or regretted. We'll be watching every development. If you want timestamps, source links, and the full breakdown, check the pinned comment. Like, subscribe, and we'll bring the next update as it drops. Angel Reese's rapid rise from college superstar to corporate headliner took an unexpected and deeply unsettling turn after a string of humiliating on-court performances forced Reebok, her biggest sponsor and the most vocal supporter of her brand, to finally break its silence. What began as a historic endorsement partnership backed by Shaquille O'Neal himself has now spiraled into a full-blown corporate crisis, pushing Reebok into a position no brand ever wants to be in, defending the credibility of a signature athlete whose performance has fallen dramatically short of expectations. For months, the company tried to weather the storm quietly as Reese struggled through viral missed layups, awkward footwork clips, defensive breakdowns, and games where commentators were caught laughing at her mistakes on live television, an unimaginable embarrassment for any athlete tied to a performance-centric brand. But the pressure became impossible to ignore. The ridicule intensified, the memes multiplied, and every WNBA broadcaster, analyst, and former player began questioning whether Reese was truly ready for the professional stage. Social media turned ruthless. Fans began tagging Reebok in every blooper reel. Business insiders speculated whether the multi-million-dollar deal had already become a liability. And suddenly, the story was no longer about Angel Reese, the rookie forward trying to find her footing. It became about Reebok, the global company that gambled its comeback on her. Behind the scenes, executives faced a dilemma that no brand wants to confront: stick by an athlete whose reputation was deteriorating rapidly in real time, or distance themselves and risk public backlash for abandoning a young woman under pressure. And when the Chicago Sky suffered multiple blowout losses, many directly tied to Reese's missed opportunities at the rim, the scrutiny quadrupled. Industry insiders began whispering that Reebok had jumped too fast, signing a personality instead of a proven professional talent. For weeks, the brand said nothing. Then, finally, after the most recent humiliating loss in which Reese missed multiple wide-open shots and trended for all the wrong reasons, Reebok released a carefully crafted statement that sent shockwaves through both the WNBA and corporate sponsorship world. In their statement, Reebok acknowledged the growing public concern around Angel Reese's early professional struggles and emphasized that their partnership was based not only on athletic output, but on long-term cultural impact, leadership, and the ability to inspire future generations. Yet beneath the polished corporate language, the message was unmistakably clear. Reebok knows the criticism is real, the performances are disappointing, and the pressure on the brand is now unavoidable. The company insisted it remains committed to the partnership, but industry experts immediately interpreted the statement as a warning shot, a subtle repositioning to protect the brand if Reese's performance continues to deteriorate. This is especially crucial because Reebok had already begun internal development on Reese's potential signature shoe line slated for 2026, an investment that now hangs in uncertainty as analysts debate whether fans would even buy a shoe tied to a player trending more for bloopers than highlights. The bigger issue, however, runs deeper than missed layups. Reese's entire public persona, confident, loud, unapologetic, brash, was initially Reebok's greatest marketing asset. But as losses mounted, that same persona began to backfire. Fans questioned whether she was more focused on fame than basketball. Critics argued that her on-court results didn't match her off-court bravado. Her rivals and detractors reveled in every misstep. Meanwhile, Reebok found itself forced to defend not just Reese's performance, but its own decision-making. Did they sign her for her actual basketball ability, or for her viral presence?